Hello, Public Slave Zero here. I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Final Fantasy III, the Super Nintendo version. I am playing on an emulator, but that's just because it's going to be way easier for me to record. And there's not going to be any sound, because I really don't care to hear the sound. I mean, it's an old Super Nintendo game. So anyway, you can always check me out on publicslavezero.webs.com. You can also find me by Public Slave Zero on Xbox Live and a few other things. If you Google Public Slave Zero, all one word, you'll probably find me. So anyway, I don't know anything about this game. So we're going to go to a new game, and we're going to get started. And I'm going to try to keep up with the story, but I don't know how well that's going to be. It is a Final Fantasy game, and from experience, they're pretty hard to follow. I beat Final Fantasy VII. I've had to start over, but I'm almost to finish Final Fantasy Crisis Core, and I almost beat Final Fantasy IX. I played little Final Fantasy X, and I'm about 6 hours into Final Fantasy 13. 1. I haven't played 13 2. I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. Power are on the verge of repeating a sentence. So I do know about the mechs here. I've played the beginning of this quite a few times. And I like the fact that there are mechs. But I've noticed that the two soldiers with the female look like brown penises. And that kind of amuses me. I don't know a whole lot about Japanese games in general. I know Pokemon, obviously. I played Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I almost beat 1. Got to where I needed to create the bridge, but I didn't know how to create the bridge. So that stopped me from ever beating that game. I played Dragon Warrior Monsters. I almost beat Dragon Warrior Monsters, but that game is really difficult. I prefer to play that game over Pokemon any day. Any day. I don't know why. There's something about it. I love the monsters. I love the fact that the monsters from Dragon Quest are in it, and that I can gain them and use them in battle. And I always wanted to play it with other people, but I was the only person I knew that had it. I don't know if that would change even. I mean, I've seen commercials for the Dragon Quest games, but I've never actually heard of anybody playing them besides me. Real quick, if this is boring you, if you want to open another window, check out Cornhead Fan. He's my cousin. It's KORNHEADFAN. Watch his video, Pudding Man. I'll keep you going while we're watching credits, because I'm not going to skip the credits. Forgive the mic. I can't find my actual mic, so I'm using the one that came on my computer. And while it's not bad, and it helps that I'm using Audacity to record, it's not a great mic. Wow, they're really walking a long way this time. There's the town. I knew it was there. Can't fool me. Hirokatsu Sasaki. Sorry. I was taking a sip of my beer. Tomo Inazawa. Shinichiro Hamasaka. So that second name I recognize. That would be the designer of Blue Dragon and Dragon Ball Z, wouldn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'll look that up. By the way, I've played Blue Dragon. I haven't beat it. I am on the last disc, though. But that one's pretty difficult. Um, I've gotten stuck on it a couple times. I played Enchanted Arms, and while a lot of you either hate that game or don't even know what I'm talking about or saw it and just didn't give a shit to play it, it's not bad. It's not bad. I like the strategy involved in it, and I like the story. I love the battle with the Ice Queen and Fire Emperor, where they're just terrorizing the city. I love that cutscene. That was my favorite cutscene. And I bought the game twice because the first time I bought it, the disc was only scratched at that part. I couldn't move on, and I couldn't see that video. And so I went out and I bought it again, and I've gotten to 98%, 6 hours in. Not 6, 86 hours in, and just couldn't do it. Couldn't get past the first Ice Queen battle. So I started over, but that game is so long, I couldn't move on. Couldn't do it, couldn't bring myself to do it. I got Marlon Glaive. I did everything you would read in a walkthrough, because that second time, I downloaded the walkthrough. Call me whatever you want, call me cheater. I tried not to spoil it for me, but my god, that game is so long and difficult. I'd like to go through it again, but it's really hard for me to sit through, and no one wants to watch me play it. No one wants to watch me play that game. I'm not going to make anybody suffer for it. I should have beat that game years ago. I don't know, I like all genres, really. I think the market's kind of getting flooded with a certain thing lately. I love Halo 4. I think campaign finally redeemed itself, especially since Master Chief had an ending. You know, he didn't just, let's see, what was the first one? The first one, he was floating in space. The second one, he was shooting through space on someone else's ship. And the third one, he was floating in space. Now he's actually on a ship with UNSC. I like it. It's a nice, like, that's a better ending than Halo 3 was. Halo Reach's ending was obvious, especially if you read the books. Which I did. I read most of them. Ghost of Onyx is my favorite. And that's because it's got, you know, the old friends of John 117. You finally, I love anything about them. I like their personality. They're always a team. And Chief's been on his own, so I like that. I like the Spartan 3s in it, but it didn't make sense with Reach. But maybe there's a time thing there. I just don't remember. I didn't read, you know, didn't think. Well, I didn't think they'd make Reach. That's old though. That's an old story. I don't get into Black Ops. Well, I don't get into Call of Duty much anymore. I like the campaign for Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Campaign was pretty cool. Did some cool stuff. Story was pretty neat. I don't care for the multiplayer. Multiplayer hasn't changed since Modern Warfare 2. They just add guns, add game modes, and add, you know, little features. Don't argue. I'm just saying, I'll play it, but I just don't care to spend $60 on it each time. I like Battlefield 3, but I think it adds something new to a sort of Call of Duty normalcy. Whereas Call of Duty, I'm used to running around shooting guys and going prone and doing all that. Battlefield 3, sometimes you can't do that. There's a helicopter pestering the hell out of you, jet screaming behind you. To me, the vehicles make it its own game. You can disagree if you want, I don't care. That's what I feel like. You gotta go with what you know and what pleases you, and that pleases me. And here's our first save point. No, we don't need that. We understand what a save point is. And I'm going to go ahead and save. I'll just save over this one. Yes. And that's going to be the end of episode 1. And episode 2 will probably continue right behind this one, so keep in touch.